Imagine this, you open your inbox on a regular Tuesday morning. Among the usual junk, one subject line stands out: urgent hiring, remote logistics coordinator, $28 per hour, flexible schedule. It looks professional, legitimate, and promises exactly what you want. Extra income from home, on your own time. No commute, no rigid hours, just a chance to improve your finances. Would you click? The email is polished, mentions a reputable sounding company, Global Swift Logistics, and details a clear job: manage inventory, process shipments, ensure timely delivery. There's even a link to a sleek company website. It doesn't scream scam, it whispers opportunity. This is the modern trap, not in a dark alley but in the glow of your screen. Scammers know millions crave flexibility and financial freedom, so they tailor their bait perfectly. They don't send sloppy messages anymore. They craft believable scenarios that make you want to engage. They count on your hope, ambition, and that bit of trust you give a professional-looking email. The promise of easy money for simple work is powerful. You might think, what's the harm in applying? What if it's real? That single question is all scammers need. They don't need you to be naive, just curious enough to take the first step. Once you do, they have a plan to lead you down a path that's hard to escape. Side hustles aren't just trendy, they're a lifeline for many. They promise financial stability, a way to pay off debt, save for a home, or handle emergencies. The traditional career path feels less secure, so people look for alternatives. Remote work is especially appealing: no commute, more time for family, true flexibility. This isn't just a perk, it's life-changing. Scammers know this and exploit it. Their job ads are filled with keywords: flexible hours, work at your own pace, no experience needed. They make it sound accessible to everyone, targeting a universal desire for a better, less stressful life. They're not just selling a job, they're selling a dream. Millions search job boards and inboxes every day, hopeful and motivated. But hope and motivation can create blind spots. We overlook small red flags because we want to believe the perfect opportunity is out there. When an offer checks all the boxes, excitement overrides suspicion. This is the fertile ground where scams grow. The search for the perfect side hustle keeps people coming back, making them easy targets. Scammers know exactly how to plant their traps, and they're waiting for you to take the bait. Meet Anna, a 34-year-old graphic designer and mother of two. She and her husband were feeling the financial squeeze: rising costs, stagnant salaries. Anna wanted a little extra each month for peace of mind. She searched for a remote side hustle she could do during nap times. Then the email arrived: Aura Tech Solutions, application inquiry, remote package inspector. The job sounded simple: receive packages, inspect them, reship using prepaid labels, pay $3,200 a month, plus bonuses. For Anna, it felt like a jackpot. The company's website looked real: photos, testimonials, a detailed About Us page. She filled out a short application. Within an hour, she got an offer letter and contract. The onboarding was all via email and a messaging app. Her supervisor, David, was friendly and professional. He never asked for bank info or social security up front, which reassured Anna. She'd be a probationary contractor for 30 days, then a full employee. Everything built trust and legitimacy. Anna signed the contract, feeling relieved and excited. She believed she'd found the perfect side hustle, but she had no idea what was coming next. For 2 weeks, the job felt real. Packages from major retailers, Amazon, Apple, Best Buy, arrived at Anna's door. She opened each box, checked for damage, took photos, and uploaded them to a professional-looking portal. David, her supervisor, was always in touch, praising her work and making her feel valued. Anna felt like part of a team, not just a remote worker. After inspection, she'd repackage the items and print prepaid shipping labels to overseas addresses. When she asked about the international shipping, David explained they specialized in freight forwarding for customers who couldn't buy directly from US retailers. It sounded plausible. She wasn't paying for anything, just coordinating logistics. Every day, she dropped off packages at FedEx or UPS. She was handling real products, using real shipping labels, and interacting with a real supervisor. The work was consistent, and she was getting good at it. She told her husband how well it was going, already planning how to use her first paycheck. There were no obvious red flags. Anna was proud of her new role. She was convinced she'd found a legitimate opportunity. The scam was working perfectly because nothing seemed wrong. Trouble started at the end of week 3. A package arrived, but David's instructions changed. He said a client needed an item that was out of stock, and asked Anna to buy it herself from a local store. He promised immediate reimbursement and a $100 bonus. He framed it as a test of her reliability. Anna hesitated. This was the first time she'd have to spend her own money. But David was persuasive, emphasizing urgency and her excellent track record. He sent her a link to a $2,000 laptop and assured her she'd be reimbursed by morning. Anna thought about her expected paycheck and the trust she'd built. Reluctantly, she agreed, bought the laptop, and sent David the receipt. He replied instantly, "Perfect, Anna! Submitting to finance now." He gave her a new overseas address to ship the laptop, which she did. Relief washed over her. The hard part was done. But the next day there was no reimbursement. David's replies slowed, blaming finance delays. The following day, still nothing. His excuses grew more elaborate, then he stopped responding. The company portal was suddenly inaccessible. The website was down. Panic set in. Anna realized she had no phone number, no real address, just a messaging app profile and a dead website. The money was gone. The job was a lie. Anna was left with a huge credit card bill and no way to reach anyone. The trap had snapped shut. Anna fell victim to a classic reshipping scam. Scammers use stolen credit cards to buy high-value goods but need a mule to avoid detection. They create fake companies and lure job seekers with remote roles like shipping coordinator. Victims receive and reship stolen goods overseas, unknowingly laundering them for criminals. The final twist: scammers ask victims to buy items with their own money, promising reimbursement. When the scam collapses, victims are left with debt, and sometimes legal trouble. They're not just defrauded, they're implicated in a crime. Scammers are masters of psychological manipulation. They use authority, professional websites, contracts, confident supervisors to build trust. They create urgency, pushing you to act fast and skip due diligence. Social proof, fake testimonials, constant praise, makes the job seem safe. Personalization seals the deal, using your name, praising your work, building rapport. When the big request comes, it feels like it's from a friend, not a faceless company. This personal touch makes it hard to be suspicious, and easy to be manipulated. The scam feels real because it's designed to feel personal. That's how they get you to cross the line. Reshipping scams are just one trap. Others are everywhere. Task-based scams promise easy money for simple online tasks, liking videos, writing reviews. At first you're paid promptly. Then, to unlock higher-paying tasks, you're told to deposit your own money. The amounts grow, and when you've invested enough, the scammers vanish. Mystery shopper scams send you a fake check, ask you to deposit it, keep a small cut, and wire the rest. The check bounces, and you're left owing the bank. Fake training scams require you to pay for mandatory courses before you can start a high-paying job. The training is worthless and the job doesn't exist. Once you pay, the company disappears. These scams all prey on hope and urgency. They promise opportunity, but deliver only loss. The tactics change, but the goal is always the same. Take your money and vanish. Stay alert. These traps are everywhere. How do you protect yourself? Start with skepticism. If a job seems too good to be true, high pay, simple work, no experience, it probably is. Legitimate companies rarely hire without interviews, especially not over email or messaging apps. Research independently. Don't just click links. Search for the company, check reviews, look for a real address and phone number, call the number. If no one answers, be wary. Fake websites often look generic or have errors. Use Whois to check when the domain was registered. Recent sites are suspicious. Never use your personal bank account to transfer money for an employer. Never pay upfront for training, software, or to buy products. Your employer should pay you, not the other way around. Trust your gut. If something feels off, it probably is. Don't let the promise of easy money override your instincts. It's okay to say no, ask questions, or walk away. A real employer will respect your caution. A scammer will pressure you to act fast. For Anna, the loss was devastating, financially and emotionally. She felt ashamed, violated, and responsible for putting her family at risk. Reporting the scam was difficult, and recovering her money was nearly impossible. The experience left her wary of future opportunities. Anna's story is a warning for all of us. The internet offers endless possibilities, but also new dangers. We must stay vigilant, question everything, and never let hope blind us to warning signs. Talk about these scams. Sharing stories strips scammers of their power. If you see a suspicious offer, report it. If a friend mentions an easy money job, urge caution. Your vigilance could protect you and others from becoming the next victim. Stay alert, stay skeptical, and help build a safer online community.